All right, so today we're diving deep into cybersecurity.
Ooh, exciting.
But get this, specifically in Taiwan.
Interesting. I'm ready.
Yeah, and you know how much Taiwan loves its bubble too, right?
Of course. Who doesn't?
Well, just imagine like scanning a QR code
Okay.
for like a free boba, right?
Right.
And then ending up, bam, on a phishing site.
Ugh, that's awful.
Talk about a bad aftertaste, right?
No kidding.
So we've got a whole stack of articles here
Okay.
all about this. Cybersecurity in Taiwan.
All right.
And let me tell you, some of these tactics these scammers are using are seriously sneaky.
It really is amazing, isn't it? It's like how these cyber threats just exploit those everyday habits we all have.
Yeah, totally.
You're right. Taiwan's love affair with QR codes
Mm-hmm.
and its booming e-commerce scene. It's like
It's the perfect storm.
we create such fertile ground for all sorts of digital shenanigans, you could say.
Haha, yeah, digital shenanigans.
Exactly.
So the articles mention some pretty common traps, like those too good to be true deals,
Oh, yeah.
on online shopping sites.
Like ridiculously cheap.
Yeah, you find like limited edition sneakers.
Oh, for sure.
90% off.
Oh, see, red flag.
Yeah, exactly. Huge red flag.
Yeah.
And then there's the classic QR code scam,
Mhm.
especially prevalent in Taiwan.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's not just those, though.
Right.
Public Wi-Fi risks
Yes.
and phishing attempts through texts and calls.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Those are major culprits, too.
It's true. They really are. And, it's not just about being aware of the threats.
Oh,
It's understanding how these scams actually work.
Yeah, that's key, right? Like, how do they actually do it?
Right. For example, one tactic that scammers use is creating these fake social media ads.
Oh, I've seen those.
They look almost identical to legitimate brands.
Oh, wow.
Like they might even use stolen logos.
No way.
Oh, yeah. And branding to make them seem even more convincing.
I can totally see how people would fall for that. It's scary.
It's very deceptive.
It reminds me of this story
Right.
from one of the articles.
Yeah.
This person found like these brand name sneakers online
Mhm.
for like a ridiculously low price.
Yeah.
Of course they like jumped at the deal.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
Right. But then when the sneakers arrived,
Uh-oh.
they were obvious fakes.
That's the worst.
Then the seller vanished, gone.
Oh, classic.
Oof.
That's that classic bait and switch scam.
Right.
Designed to just prey on our impulse to snag a bargain.
We all love a good deal.
Exactly. And it highlights this crucial point.
What's that?
A healthy dose of skepticism is your best friend online.
Oh, I like that. Skepticism is your best friend.
Always check those seller ratings.
Mm-hmm.
Look for verified reviews.
Yeah, good tips.
And just remember, if a deal seems too good to be true,
Yeah,
it probably is.
probably is. Yep. Words to live by.
Exactly.
So it's not just about being aware of like the types of threats,
right.
but being able to spot those red flags.
Exactly.
Like those fake social media ads.
Yes. Yeah.
Or unbelievably low prices.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's like level 2 then, It's
Yeah.
like we know the threats.
Right.
Now we gotta like spot them.
Yes, absolutely. It's about developing that critical eye.
Okay.
That ability to question what you see online
Right.
and not take things at face value.
Don't just believe everything you see.
Exactly.
Okay, so speaking of questioning things,
Okay.
let's talk about passwords.
All right. Everyone's favorite topic.
I know, right? But the articles actually use this fun analogy.
Oh, do you tell?
They compare creating a strong password
Okay.
to crafting the perfect bubble tea.
I love that.
So good, right?
It's such a clever way to make cybersecurity relatable.
Yeah.
And using something uniquely Taiwanese, I love it.
Yes. Okay, so walk us through it.
Okay.
How does this bubble tea analogy work for passwords?
Okay. So think of it this way.
Right.
Just like no two boba orders are the same, right?
True.
Your passwords should be unique, customized for each account,
Got it.
and never, ever reuse the same password.
Okay, so that's like
That's like ordering, the same basic milk tea every time.
boring.
Boring. Instead, think about the layers in a good bubble tea.
Ooh, the layers. Yeah.
You got the tea, the milk, the pearls,
Sometimes pudding.
maybe some pudding or some grass jelly.
Oh, yeah. Or even red bean.
Oh, I love red beans.
So good.
So a strong password is kind of like that too.
Okay.
It uses uppercase, lowercase,
Okay.
and symbols
Ooh, multiple layers.
to create multiple layers of complexity.
Okay, so instead of just like a boring like milk tea password.
Yeah, like password 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Password 1, 2, 3. So basic.
So basic.
We got to be thinking like mango green tea with coconut jelly and boba.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Much more exciting, much more secure.
So much better, yeah. And just like, you wouldn't share your like secret boba recipe with everyone.
Right.
You should keep those passwords close to the vest.
Absolutely.
Don't share them with anyone.
Yep.
And be wary of like those phishing attempts that try to trick you
Yes.
into revealing them.
Big red flag.
Okay, so here's where I gotta like admit something.
No.
I've been guilty of
Lord.
using the same password
Uh-oh.
for multiple accounts.
I won't tell anyone.
Haha, thank you. I know. Bad habit.
It's okay. We've all been there.
But the articles mentioned this tool that can help password managers.
Yes, those are great.
But what if someone hacks into my password manager?
That's a good question.
Right. Like, isn't that putting all my eggs in one basket?
It's a valid concern for sure.
Yeah.
But reputable password managers use really strong encryption
Okay.
to protect your data.
So, like, extra secure.
Think of it as like a digital vault
Ooh, a
with multiple layers of security.
Okay.
It's much safer than writing your passwords down.
Oh, yeah. Sticky notes are not secure.
Definitely not.
Okay, that makes sense.
Good.
So we've covered passwords,
Sure.
online shopping scams, QR code shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
What about public Wi-Fi?
Oh, yeah.
The articles mention that as a potential risk, too.
For sure.
So it's not just about avoiding, like, those shady-looking QR codes at the boba shop,
Right.
but also being mindful of the Wi-Fi we connect to.
Exactly.
That's the best way to protect ourselves on public Wi-Fi.
One of the most effective tools is a VPN,
A VPN.
a virtual private network.
Okay, I've heard of those.
Yeah.
But I'm not entirely sure how they work.
Okay, so basically a VPN creates this encrypted tunnel
Ooh, a tunnel.
between your device and the internet,
Okay.
making it much harder for those snoopers
Yeah.
on that public Wi-Fi to intercept your data.
Ooh, interesting.
So, like, imagine you're at a boba shop
Okay, I'm there.
using their Wi-Fi.
Sipping my boba.
A VPN acts like this private tunnel,
Okay.
encrypting all your data.
Oh, wow.
So no one else on that network can see what you're doing.
So it's like adding a layer of invisibility to my online activity? Yeah.
Exactly, like a personal bodyguard
For my data.
for your data when you're out and about on public Wi-Fi.
Love it.
Very important.
Okay, so we've got our passwords sorted.
Mm-hmm.
We're being cautious on public Wi-Fi.
Good.
Now, what about those suspicious QR codes and links
Oh,
that are just lurking everywhere online?
they are everywhere. It's like a jungle out there.
What are like some telltale signs
Okay, good question.
that something might be fishy?
All right, so this is where those detective skills come in handy.
Ooh, I love it.
Let's start with QR codes.
Okay.
If a QR code looks blurry,
Blurry. Okay.
pixelated, or poorly printed,
Okay.
that's red flag number one.
Red flag. Got it.
And always double check the URL after scanning.
After you scan it,
And
okay?
does it match the website or service you were expecting?
Ooh, that's a good tip.
Yeah, it's all about taking that extra second to pause and think
Right.
before you scan.
Before you scan.
Click anything.
Think before you click.
Don't let your guard down.
Yeah.
Just because you're craving a boba,
Boba can wait.
boba can wait. Security first.
Okay, so speaking of boba,
Yes.
I'm starting to get a craving myself.
Me too, actually.
But before we take a boba break,
All right.
let's talk about those suspicious links
Oh, yes.
in emails or text messages.
Mhm.
How can we tell if those are legit?
Okay.
Or just trying to, like, lure us into a trap?
All right. So with links, it's all about looking for inconsistencies.
Okay, inconsistencies.
So hover your cursor over the link
Okay,
without clicking.
don't click it.
Does the URL look strange,
Right?
unfamiliar? Does it match the sender's email address
Oh, that's good, yeah.
or the website it claims to be from?
Smart.
If anything seems off,
Yeah,
it's best to err on the side of caution.
better safe than sorry.
Cyber criminals often use urgency
Uh-huh.
and fear tactics
Oh, yeah.
to trick us.
Like, you have to act now.
Exactly, into
Yeah.
making hasty decisions.
And we don't want that.
We don't want that.
It's amazing how these cyber threats
I know, right?
can just sneak into even the most ordinary activities.
It's true.
Like, even something as simple as ordering boba.
It's everywhere.
It really is everywhere.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Cybersecurity isn't just about, complex technical jargon.
Right.
It's about understanding the human element.
Oh, the human element.
Cyber criminals, they prey on our habits,
Okay.
our desires,
Mhm.
and sometimes even our fears.
That's a good point. Yeah. So what does all this mean for, like, us?
Right.
The everyday internet users
Yeah.
who just want to enjoy our boba
Exactly.
and, like, browse online
Yeah.
without worrying about being scammed or hacked.
A very good question. Well, it means we need to be aware,
Right.
informed and proactive.
Okay, so informed, proactive.
We've talked about, those practical tips,
Right, right.
like using those strong passwords.
Yeah, the boba passwords.
Yeah, exactly. And being skeptical of those deals that just seem too good to be true,
Uh-huh.
and really scrutinizing those QR codes and links.
Don't just click anything.
It's like adding this layer of, digital armor to our everyday routines.
Digital armor, I like that. So it doesn't have to be overwhelming then.
No, not at all.
It's just about being mindful of those risks.
I think it's smart.
Okay. But how does all of this play out, specifically in Taiwan,
Right.
with its crazy tech scene and love of, well, all things digital?
Well, that's where things get really interesting.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So Taiwan's position as this global tech hub, right,
Mm-hmm.
makes it both a target and a leader in cybersecurity innovation.
Okay, so like a double-edged sword.
Kind of. On the one hand, you have this advanced infrastructure and widespread internet adoption, right?
Okay, yeah.
That makes it really attractive to cyber criminals.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
But on the other hand, Taiwan is right at the forefront of developing those cutting-edge cybersecurity solutions.
Wow, so they're like on the defense too.
Constantly adapting and evolving their defenses.
So it's like a digital arms race.
In a way, yeah, you could say that.
So the good guys and the bad guys just like constantly trying to outsmart each other.
That's a good way to put it. The stakes are high.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Cyber threats are out there, but armed with the right knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And that healthy dose of skepticism, we can navigate this digital landscape safely.
Absolutely.
Okay, so to wrap things up, let's just recap those key takeaways. Skepticism is our superpower. Always question what you see online.
Question everything.
Strong, unique passwords are our digital shields.
Love it.
And a VPN is our trusty sidekick, especially on that public Wi-Fi.
Your data's bodyguard.
Now, we want to hear from you.
Yes.
What's your biggest online safety concern?
Or, even better, have you ever fallen for a scam?
Or had a close call? Like, tell us about it.
Share your experiences, could really help someone else avoid that same situation.
Okay, so stay vigilant online, or you might end up paying for a hacker's bubble tea addiction.
That's one boba tab you definitely don't want to pick up.
Before we sign off, I have one final thought-provoking question for you to ponder.
Okay.
I'm listening. So we've talked about how technology is constantly evolving, right?
It is. It never stops.
So how might those cybersecurity concerns change as technology in Taiwan continues to evolve?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right. Think about things like AI, the Internet of Things, and the metaverse. What new challenges and opportunities might they bring?
That's an excellent question. It's something we all need to be thinking about.
It's both exciting and a bit daunting, don't you think?
Absolutely. But embracing that challenge and fostering that culture of continuous learning, that's key to navigating the future of cybersecurity.
Well said. And on that note, we'll leave you with that thought-provoking question to ponder. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of cybersecurity in Taiwan.
Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay safe online.
It's really fascinating how technology just shapes our lives, even when it comes to cybersecurity.
It really does, doesn't it?
We've covered so much in this deep dive, but I'm curious, what stands out to you as the most, surprising or important takeaway
That's a good question.
about cybersecurity in Taiwan specifically?
I think what really struck me is this duality of Taiwan's position.
Yeah.
Like it's this technological powerhouse attracting all this attention from cyber criminals.
Yeah, right. Makes sense.
But at the same time, it's this leader in developing innovative cybersecurity solutions.
So they're like fighting back.
Exactly. It's like this constant,
Back and forth.
game of cat and mouse,
I like that analogy.
pushing both sides to just become, more sophisticated.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's not just about like being reactive, right?
Right.
It's about being like proactive and anticipating those future threats.
Exactly.
So before we wrap things up, I want to circle back to something we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
That human element of cybersecurity.
Right.
Those social engineering scams, the phishing attempts.
That just prey on our emotions and our trust.
Yeah, it's scary how effective they can be.
Have you ever fallen for a scam like that?
Well, I wouldn't say I've fallen for like a full-blown scam,
Okay.
but I've definitely had those moments where I was, really tempted
Yeah.
to click a suspicious link
Yeah.
or respond to a fishy email.
I've been there.
It's a reminder that we all have those vulnerabilities, you know?
We do.
Even the most, like, tech-savvy among us can fall prey to these tactics.
It's true. It's true. I actually fell for a phishing scam once.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was an email that looked exactly like it was from my bank,
Oh, wow.
asking me to verify my account information.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
And I was just like in a rush, not thinking.
Uh.
Clicked the link, entered my details.
Oh, no.
And then thankfully, I realized my mistake pretty quickly.
Okay, good.
Contacted my bank immediately.
Phew, that was a close one.
It was a close one. It's so easy to get caught off guard.
Yeah.
Especially when these scams are becoming so sophisticated.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder to slow down,
Pause.
think critically,
Don't rush.
and never rush into sharing sensitive information online.
Love it. Think twice, click once.
Exactly.
So, to our listener out there,
Yes.
what's your biggest takeaway from this deep dive into cybersecurity in Taiwan?
Yeah, what will you remember?
What's one thing you'll remember and actually put into practice?
And if you have any oops moments,
Yeah, share those too.
I'd love to hear them.
We would.
After all, learning from each other's experiences is one of the best ways to stay safe online.
So true. And remember,
Yeah,
as this digital landscape, it keeps evolving.
always evolving.
Staying informed and adaptable is just key to navigating this whole cybersecurity world.
Couldn't agree more. Cybersecurity is not like this one-time fix,
Right.
It's an ongoing process of learning, adapting, and evolving right alongside technology.
Love it. So on that note, we'll leave you with that final thought to ponder.
All right, let's hear it.
How can we embrace this ever-changing digital world while still staying safe and secure online? Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of cybersecurity in Taiwan.
Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay safe online.